I have a big distinguishing factor between what a networking is and what connecting is. The best way to think of it is if this is Joseph's world and this is my world, and we met on a virtual environment and we got about this close, right? We basically networked. But at that moment that we networked, we were like this, two worlds just touching each other. We weren't really getting to know one another. We didn't know what each other was about, but that's not connecting. What I'm looking to do is actually something I love to call, which is called Connectworking, which is basically bringing those worlds together, where the two worlds are overlapping, where I see into Joseph's world, Joseph sees into mine. We understand how we can add value to each other and how we can help one another. Standing in your shoes, you standing in mine. It is here, right here, that overlap that is actually where growth happens. It is actually where opportunities exist. It is where business gets done.
How much thought is being given to diversity and inclusion when selecting influencers in your experience? And how much of a consideration should it be so it's not the same old suspects? So fantastic question.
Yes, I love this question. In the industry at large, I think we're still struggling to really find a way to lift up these new voices. It could be a different category of people that are like up and comers, where they don't have the network size and some of the connections, but they have a story that needs to be told, and we can help lift them up and bring them along as an influencer and help grow their influence.
Brands have the budget, they have the resources, they have the ability, both financially and from a human capital standpoint, to amplify, to elevate, to celebrate and to compensate these creators or influencers.
Do you golf, Joseph?
I mean, not well.
I learned that it is actually a game of errors, and it's about just studying the error and correcting it and getting closer to your goal. And so if you think of errors as mistakes and growth, what a great thing.
When you actually hit a hole-in-one or a birdie or an eagle, the
Right.
score is a negative. Why is it a negative? Because you're actually detracting from what the real role or was of the game, which is to make mistakes and learn from them. And so therefore, when you get closer to perfect, the minus score is reminding you to stay humble and recognize that your baseline in golf is to shank, to slice, to break a club and get back to the long walk spoiled.
I love it. It's so true.
Well, to start with the bartending, and I certainly may not have had the social skills of Mr. Tom Cruise, but I could flip a bottle or two. And I think, one of the lessons learned while bartending was just how to deal with many different requests all at once and how to find calm amidst chaos. In fact, one of the greatest pieces of entrepreneurial advice I ever received was when I was bar backing. So we're in this club and it's rather crazy. And this bartender in absolute calm turns to me and just says, "You need to know what I need before I know I need it." And that's a piece of advice that has lasted with me for 20 years, because I think the entrepreneurial spirit is very much that notion, that concept of we need to know what the world needs before the world knows it needs it.